What if your work and study were so enjoyable it felt effortless? What if, just by changing your mindset, you could help your body heal itself? All this is possible with flow, your brain's highest state of functioning. You can reach flow in 3 steps: reframing, mindfulness, and challenge setting. Usually we get distracted because we're trying to avoid challenge. This has something to do with our amygdala, a part of the brain that has 3 jobs. First, it detects threats. After that, it sends the alarm and gives you adrenaline. Then it watches and waits to see how you'll respond. If you avoid the challenge, your amygdala tags it as a threat. If you reframe the challenge, if you try and see the challenge as an opportunity for growth and practice, your amygdala tags it as not a threat. As your amygdala calms down, your prefrontal cortex turns on, the part of the brain that lets you plan, decide, and reason. Even after reframing, we can still be a bit distracted. All distractions come from the default mode network, which gives you unfinished business. In mindfulness, you can silence the default mode by focusing on something in the here and now, like the breath. This turns on your parasympathetic nervous system, which calms your heart rate, lets you digest, and other good stuff. The immune system can't work properly without it, especially natural killer T cells, which fight viruses and cancer. Think about it, we could use mindfulness to treat cancer. Flow has an even bigger impact on your body. To reach flow after mindfulness, you have to set the challenge. You can do this by setting a time limit, goal, and sequence for each task. When you challenge yourself, your prefrontal cortex works with the amygdala so you can think at your best while getting the adrenaline boost. It's like they're connected by a little pathway. This pathway is called the anterior cingulate cortex. And remember the default mode? That's active too. When you break each task down into steps, your default mode spurs you on to the next step as soon as you're done with the first. In flow, the 5 brainwaves, delta, theta, alpha, beta, and gamma, are active. Brainwaves are electrical pulses between neurons. They're kinda like text messages between neurons. Delta helps us have empathy and intuition, since it looks for information we can't understand with our usual way of thinking. Theta gives you creative inspiration. Alpha gives you calm awareness and imagery. Beta is your everyday thinking state. Gamma pulls together all your neurons' messages to give you great insights. You also release neurochemicals like dopamine, oxytocin, norepinephrine, endorphins, anandamide, and serotonin. They play prominent roles in executive functions, regulation of social cognition, and basically they make you feel awesome. But in flow, you're not just performing at your best, you're living at your best. I believe that flow can make us more able to love and serve others and ultimately change the world.